Welcome. This tutorial is to help you understand how to use Google Classroom, find your emails, and log into kamar for checking your school timetables and your notices. So first of all, we're using the web browser called Chrome. Chrome is a web browser developed by Google, who is also the developers of Google Classroom. So make sure when you're using Google Classroom, you use the web browser Chrome, because they are compatible and there won't be any issues with those software working together. Okay, so this is google.com. It comes up with a window like this, and you'll see there's a sign in button up here. You're going to be given an email and a password. The email is your username, and the password will be obviously your password. So the easiest way to get to Google Classroom is to click on this sign in button. So we're going to do that now. This has pre-filled my email for me. So you will have your email, your last name, and then your first initial at mountainview.school.nz. There will be a number as well, depending on the year you join the school. That will be either postfixed or prefixed onto this, your last name here. So anyway, you've got an email, and we'll just go next. It'll ask you for your password, and then you go next, and it should sign you in. So now I have a little icon up there of that I'd made for myself saying I'm signed in. Now once you've signed in, Google allows you to use, once you've signed in with that username and password, it allows you to use lots of applications called Google Apps. So clicking on these 9 squares here, you can see some of the apps that you're automatically now signed in for. One of them is Google Drive. Google Drive allows you to save your work. It's like a hard drive or a USB, a place where you can store all your work. Good for taking your work home so you can work on it at school or at home. There is your email. Any school emails that are sent you can access by clicking your mail account right here. And if you're creating work for school, you can create a document, just like a Word document, a spreadsheet, or a presentation, a slideshow. And there's lots of other things you can do, obviously. But we're going to look at Google Classroom. Now, Google Classroom is where your teachers will give you work, and you can hand in work. So we're going to click on that. It may take a minute to load. When it comes up, you might have no classrooms if it's the first time you've logged into Google Classroom. So this could all be blank. These squares here represent classrooms that teachers have made, in particular the classrooms I've made. But up here you have a plus button. Now the plus button allows you as a student to join a class by clicking join class. Your teacher may have given you a class code or an invitation. If they've given you a class code, you type that in here and then click join to go into the classroom. So going into one of the classrooms that's been set up, we can then click on the classroom that you've joined, and it will be loaded up with tasks for you to read through and turn in your work. So that is Google Classroom, getting onto Google Classroom. But there's something very important. Before you go into here, get to this part here, it will ask you, are you a student or a teacher? Now it's very important that you click you're a student, so your Google password is not changed. So it'll ask you, am I a student or a teacher? You must click student so your Google account is not ruined. Then it will ask you to confirm, start your account, and you can click the plus button to join a class. So just be aware, it will ask you, are you a student or a teacher? And this is the one you need to click at that point. So that is Google Classroom. To get onto Google Classroom from using the web browser. Now we're just going to go to the Mountain View High School so you can see how to get your timetable, student notices, or the calendar of events. So I'm at mountainview.school.nz main website, and at the top of this there is a student and parent portal login, which takes us to the administration software we use called Kamar. And this has all your results and marks from your school, plus lots of other things. So we click on that. Here we have the calendar of events that are happening, so you can keep track. And you can see that you can look at school notices here. But if you log in with your username and password, it will provide you with your results, academic results, and also give you your school timetable if you need to look at it. So that is coming from the Mountain View website. Now, I said I'd show you how to get to the your emails, so let's make sure you can do that. If I just go to any tab, and I make sure I have signed in. Remember, if you're not signed in, it won't work. So you have to click the sign in button. Let's sign out and then sign in so you can see what that looks like. Just to go over it again. See, there's a sign in button there. So I'll sign in, and it's going to pre-fill it for me. And now I have access to my Google Classroom, my Drive, my email, and my Google Classroom. So let's go to emails to check. And you'll see it log into your emails.